Hello everyone, Arun Venugopal of WNYC here. It's my pleasure to introduce the Center for Traditional Music and Dances series, Beat of the Boroughs, NYC Online. This online series features over 50 of New York's leading traditional instrumentalists, dancers, singers, poets, and more. From Mongolia to Haiti, Colombia to the Gambia, among many others, they remind us how the strength of our country lies in its embrace of diversity and immigration. We want to celebrate these remarkable members of the New York community in these challenging times. So please enjoy these 50 programs, share them with your friends, and spread the word. Enjoy the show.
Boroughs at NYC.
Is it
Online. Yep.
Is shooting.
You guys all got hat hair. So hey everyone, Esraa Warda here, and we're here at Calabar Imports Gallery in West Harlem.
Calabar Gallery.
What'd I say?
Calabar Gallery. It's either Calabar Imports or Calabar Gallery.
That's what I said, Calabar Imports.
No, Calabar Gallery. There are two businesses. One
So, take two. Hey everyone, Esraa Warda here. We're in West Harlem at Calabar Gallery on 134th Street. Kudos to our team who allow us to record here today. And we're recording a program for Beats of the Boroughs by the Center for Traditional Music and Dance, presenting...
Beat of the Boroughs.
That's what I said.
You said beats of the borough.
Damn, you guys are mad annoying. Hey everyone, Esraa Warda here, and today we are in West Harlem at Calabar Gallery on 134th Street, and we're recording for Beat of the Boroughs program by the Center for Traditional Music and Dance, presenting a beautiful tradition music from Algeria, Rai. So first I want to thank Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Who else am I thanking?
New York Community Trust
I'm thanking New York Community Trust
and the Sherman Foundation.
and the Sherman Foundation. Thank you so much for making this program possible. And I want to introduce to you my special musician, my three right-hand men. Today we have Nizar, our percussionist, who's a percussionist and drummer, who's going to be playing Darbuka today. We have Nardo, who's going to be playing also percussion, playing Bindir. And we have Abdul, who's going to be playing keyboard. And me, of course, who's going to be presenting to you a workshop today, a simple workshop about the fundamental movements of Rai dance. So also, today we have some special musicians who are here today, part of the group, a New York-based group, Shab Lab. And Shab Lab essentially is a mix of two different words. It's a mix of the word shab in Arabic and lab, coming from laboratory. And Nardo is our main, what do we call you now? You're like the main musician, right? With the Shab Lab.
Principal percussionist.
Nardo is the principal percussionist of our program, and he's the purpose of Shab Lab is that we use North African music to connect it to other African diasporas. And right now our focus is the Afro-Caribbean. So Nardo and I are also really involved in trying to find all the little secrets and the keys between North African history and Afro-Caribbean history. So before we get started into teaching the fundamental movements of Rai dance, I want to talk to you a little bit about what is Rai music, where does it come from, and what the social economic context of what Rai is. So Rai music essentially means opinion, and what it does is essentially it's an outlet for marginalized Algerians who've been able to use that music as an outlet to express their raw emotions, right? And Rai music can vary in many different topics. Rai music can be about love, it can be about family, it can be about common issues that working class people face. It can also be about immigration. So what's crucial about Rai music is that Rai music in Algeria, when the first elements started beginning in the early 1900s, from Western Algeria, mostly known to be popularized in Wuharan, or also known as Oran. Rai music is considered to be a rebel music. Rai music is considered to be revolutionary in its essence because it's been an outlet for Algerians to speak about taboo subjects that typically aren't spoken about in the public sphere. So Rai music essentially brings private topics into the public domain. So this is why over the past 100 years, Rai has really had a controversial place in the Algerian musical landscape, given that especially during the 80s and 90s, with a very religious context and civil war that's happening in Algeria, Rai at some point was even censored for the fact that it talks about certain subjects that are deemed to be not family friendly, for example, right? So Rai music and Rai artists essentially use their music to speak about the unspoken, to speak about the taboo, and some have even risked their lives in the period of Algerian civil war in 80s and 90s time to speak about things as easy as simple as love, for instance, right? And being open about their sentiments. So Rai music really has a strong legacy. Rai music comes from prohibition, right? It comes from a history of being prohibited and also having this complicated relationship with Algerian society and somehow being accepted and adored in the clubs and the cabarets, but also feeling that it's controversial at the same time. For me personally, I grew up listening to Rai music. Rai music also wasn't really allowed that much in my house either, but it also was a way of resistance in a way where I used to listen to it secretly. My mother really didn't really like Rai music and thought it was inappropriate, right? But now there's been a lot of shifts in Rai music over the past 20 years, and it's considered over time to be more and more accepted by dominant society. But Rai is rebel music. Rai is revolution music. Rai existed in the margins, and we're here to bring it out and show you what Rai is. And its fundamental dance moves. So what's interesting about the dance portion of Rai is that it is very subtle. A lot of people are fascinated by how the movements are groovy and smooth, yet the footwork seems to be fairly simple, relatively, right? So Rai is considered, to me, an African dance. This is why it's really important that we're here in an African gallery here in Harlem. This is one of the places where I taught one of my first workshops, and it means a lot to me that we present Rai in its essence and in its subtle beauty. All right, so first let's talk about the most important thing you need to know about Rai dancing. So Rai dancing is mostly done, you can see people dancing Rai at weddings, you can see people dancing Rai at parties, you can see people dancing Rai at cabarets, at bars. It's a social dance. So what's most important in Rai is our posture, right? Our posture and our footwork and our weight transfers. So what is a weight transfer essentially? A weight transfer is the way that you shift your weight through your body, right? From one foot to another. And in Rai music, the weight transfers are super specific. And just to start you off with a weight transfer, we're going to just practice putting our foot with no weight and then slowly shifting our weight over. So if I'm stepping with putting no weight on it and I'm slowly shifting my weight over, that means I'm stacking my weight. Instead of doing this, right? Rai essentially is when you step and then you gradually build and shift your weight over to that foot, right? So I'm shifting over. And then you have a kind of emphasis on the hip that's coming outward. Okay, so let's just practice. Let's practice this weight transfer just marching on a downbeat, okay? Just with a downbeat, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1 with your foot. Let's do that again really quick. So let's just practice doing that weight transfer just with a downbeat, okay? You ready? So don't worry about your hands for now. So I'm going to go in a circle just so you can see how I'm shifting my weight over, right? So I'm not making any sharp pops. I'm just allowing my weight to sit over. Okay? All right, thank you, Esraa. So, we're going to get into our basic march in rhyme music, okay? And I'm going to have both of you play with me, okay? And we're going to go over today 3 basic fundamental footwork in rhyme. All right, so we're going to get started with that. All right, so we're going to get started to review and go over our first 3 fundamental movements of rhyme. So I'm going to have Untitled and Esraa play with me the percussion, common percussion. This is a very typical, popular 4/4 pattern that's one of the most popular patterns known in rhyme music. Are you ready, guys? So we're going to go with our march. Make sure our feet hits that downbeat. We're going to sway and switch. We're going to bring our hands up and keep them right here, relaxed. This is just a simple march. We keep our hands relaxed. Our back is, staying straight, and we're swaying left to right. Okay? So let's try that again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, cool. So we're gonna move and add something else to this. We're gonna add one of the most famous footwork patterns that you will find in North Africa, right? And essentially, it's kind of shaped like a triplet. Even though it's on 4 beats, there's technically 3 steps in it. So just to show you from the side, you can find this step in Algerian shabby music. You can find this step in Moroccan shabby music. You can find this in Rai. This is a very popular step that I think bridges a lot of North African music, right? So this step essentially, I call a triplet step. And you go forward with your right, you tap back with your left, and then you bring that right foot back. Then you do the same for the other side. So left, right, left, and then right, left, right. So from the forward, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4 is silent, right? So e, and e, So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we're going to be dancing right, we're not going to be bringing our foot out that much. We're going to just be bringing it slightly forward. So ba, e, ba, ba, e, ba. Just a little forward. And don't forget that weight transfer. Ba, and transfer. And transfer, and transfer. Transfer, and transfer. Now we're going to bring our hands, then we're going to do cross body. So that means the first foot that you bring out, you bring the opposite hand. So ba, e, ba. Now opposite, right hand to left foot. Ba, e, ba. Ba, e, ba. Ba, e, ba. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So let's try that with my percussion section right here. Yes? You guys feeling good? Yeah, all right. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. All right? Yes? We feeling it? Y'all feeling the groove? Yeah? All right, cool.
I didn't feel it, but
You didn't feel the groove?
it's okay. Whatever.
All right, let's do it again. We're gonna count it this way. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Okay, so let's add that to our march. Okay? You ready, guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Oh yeah. That's I'm feeling right. Okay. So really quickly, I'm gonna isolate homeboy right here, real quickly with the bindir. What's most important that people forget about rhyme music is that because some parts, the dooms, right? The doom. Show them what a doom is. The doom is essentially the bass section of the bass hit of a rhythm, because sometimes bass hits in North African music are syncopated. Sometimes they can fall in between downbeats. In rhyme music, on this doom, you're not stepping on a doom. So typically, in American music or in Western music, when we hear like da doom, da doom, da doom, we feel obligated to step on a doom. But in rhyme music, it's the opposite. We're stepping off a doom, right? So can you just do the bindir pattern without the bell, please?
1, 2, 3, and
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. 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 So you see I'm lifting. 1. So I'm exaggerating my lift to show you that we're lifting on a doom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Okay, cool. All right. So y'all with me? Everybody's with me? Yes? All right. So now we're going to add our last common step, fundamental step in rhyme music. And this is among the more simpler ones, but this is the core. This is the core. This is the basic. I consider this to be the basic step in rhyme music. And this is really where that weight transfer is going to be the most important. Okay? And this step, if done incorrectly, could look like funk, could look like hip hop, could look like a lot of things. So this basic step is, like I showed you in the beginning, similar to the march, is you're tapping your foot, you're swaying, you're tapping your foot, you're swaying, tap, swaying this, tap, swaying. So this tap is the one. One. That's what makes it different. 1, 2, 3, 4. That tap is the first. 1, 2. So when I say tap, that means your weight is not on it. You're just tapping your foot. So tap, weight shift, tap, weight shift. This is a basic. And what makes this different than the march? Because the march is you're getting one hit. This is the ultimate first step we did. This is one hit for each downbeat. Bop, bop, bop. And this one is bop, 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 bop. Okay? Let's try that. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4 last time. Alright, so this step, similar to the triplet before, is we're going to go cross body. So that means the dominant foot that's forward is you bring the opposite hand to that direction. Okay? What also helps is if you'd like to, you can also add a little bit of a roll. This is a special trick that I add, but if you're not ready for it, you don't have to do it. But a roll is essentially when you're stepping this first step out, is when you have your open roll. So ba, ba. So you're starting open and then coming out. You're rolling ba this way. Okay? Alright, so now we're gonna put all those three together. We ready for it? Yeah!
That's right.
Alright, we're gonna put the march together, we're gonna put the triplet together, and we're gonna cut the basic step together, okay? Alright, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, got it. 1, 2, from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh, that's fire! That's fire! Oh, that's fire! Sweet. All right, so now we're gonna do that one last time. Let's go. Y'all ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. All right. Oh yeah, I'm feeling that. All right, so you see that although there's really subtle differences between each step, ride music is really on all about the feet, right? You want to make sure that your feet are a reflection of what's going on rhythmically, okay? You need to essentially have your feet match exactly the beats that are happening, the dooms that are happening. You need to be a physical reflection of the drums, right? This is really important, that timing is super important. All right, I'm sure all of you are doing a great job at home. Please play and replay to practice your 3 fundamental movements. Now we're gonna add some melody in it, and we're gonna make it a full snatched ride experience. And I'm gonna have Abdul take it away. improv with some of the moves we just did, just those 3 simple moves, and I can show you how much we can work with it, all right? I just want to give another thanks to Reinaldo, to Nizar, to Abdul, and let's go, let's hit it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks for joining me, Nizar, Reinaldo, Abdul. We're here today. We're really happy to bless to share this moment with you. Rhyme music has touched all of and every part of our lives here. We love it very much. For me, I feel like rhyme music is a sort of protest music. I love that it's rebellious in nature, and it's a way that I feel in the diaspora here in New York, which a lot of people listen to rhyme music in the clubs and at the cabarets and in their cars and in their weddings. Rhyme music is still very much alive, not only in the European diaspora, but here in New York too. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed my little free dance there, just to show you how you can put those together. Thanks again, Andrew and people at the Center for Traditional Music and Dance, and I hope to see you all soon. You can find me at esrawarda.com. You can go to Instagram at Warda Dance, and I'll see you soon.